All right, we're going to do this really quick because I don't have time. Actually, I have all the time. Actually, we have all the time. That is an incorrect statement. Let me correct myself right now. Time is endless. Time is eternal. Time is not a thing we can run out of. As far as clock time goes, however, I am scheduled to be somewhere in about 20 minutes. That's what it is. If I miss that, nothing matters. Nothing happens. It's fine. I feel compelled to pull this reading. I was going to pull one earlier and then kind of went, I'd rather just sit here, actually. I'd rather just sit here in silence and feel. And what I am feeling is deep agitation. It's been coming and going in these waves. The anxiety, the agitation, they kind of go hand in hand. But suddenly it just felt like a punch to the gut. This just whack. And I want to pull on it. I feel like something wants to come out. So whatever this is, whatever wants to express, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm pulling on, except some cards just fell out as I opened the deck here. Knight of Cups, Four of Swords, and Temperance with the Chariot underneath. Something suddenly pushing us to move. Something makes sense. Something emotional. There are feelings that we cannot keep within. You can't kill feelings. You can't keep them stuck. I don't know what this is. I don't know if I'm even pulling on the soulmate cycle. There's just something that wants to come out. Something is inescapable, and it is absolutely time for a change. That's vague, but that's just truth. All right, what's on top? Yeah. Something that we've been dragging our feet on, something we've been putting off. It's time. It's been happening anyway. It's already happening. It's already happened. I do get a sort of bone-chilling, cold, breaking into a cold sweat realization of, oh my God, that happened. Or it already is. It is this way. I don't know. We're just going with this. We're just going with this. I don't know what this is, and I don't care. I don't care. To be quite frank, everything is allowed. This energy is allowed, of course. But I'm tired. I'm tired of the anxiety and the nervousness and the tension, and it's all ego-based, and there's the fucking Empress flying out of the deck. And there's the Five of Swords. Yeah, why are we here? Because we've been trying to find a way around this, and it's not fucking working, okay? Because you cannot keep the Empress down. Feminine energy is rising. It is rising in everybody. It's rising in the collective. It's rising. That means emotions are rising. That means intuition is rising. That means feeling is coming up. That means it's time to fucking feel. And I'm not going to restrict myself in this expression. This is what I'm feeling coming through. It is frustrated. It is fed up. It's done. It's done with the bullshit. It's done with holding back. It's done with the fear. It is so sick of it. It is sick of itself. Fighting and fighting. Trying to find any way around this. All of the work that it thinks it's been putting in. It's time to stop working. It's time to stop trying. It's time to allow. Can we see, can we feel that all of the doing, all of the effort, all of the seeking keeps us from finding? It keeps us from being free. Yeah, it's time to just let this flow. Let it go. Go with it. See where it takes you. Follow your heart. Follow the impulse. Stop with the planning. Stop with the trying to fit things into place. Throw the plan out the window. Nature does not follow a plan. Nature, there's the divine plan of higher order, which works because it's not rigid, which works because it is just a framework, which works because it allows everything to be as it bees, and it just follows the flow. Does a river follow a plan? Be the river. Fuck. I don't know why this is so angry, but it is. It's angry. It's done. I split the deck to put the Empress back, and it's Nine of Swords. Just fucking do it. It's just sick of this shit. It's do it or don't, or stop doing it. Whatever it is. Whatever it is that is creating the anxiety, do the other thing. If it is a feeling that you have to do something, then fucking don't do it. Let it slide. Let it fall away. Let it fall apart. The universe provides. Of course, ego will tell you you can't. It's dangerous to let go of control. Of course, ego will tell you that. Of course, it's designed to. It's built an entire identity out of that. You're letting go of control. You're surrendering of everything to the universe. You're choosing to simply be, or to follow the impulse of your heart when you feel it, not take action that seems logical or practical according to the mind. All of that is an extreme threat to ego, and ego will tell you it's dangerous, it's bad, it's wrong, don't do it. It will lie through its teeth to convince you otherwise. And it will always make you feel bad. It will inject this uncomfortable emotion because that's what those thoughts are creating. Those thoughts, which are energetically, first of all, they're not yours. They're not yours. It's not you thinking. Those thoughts exist. They are their own entities. And when those thoughts enter into your energetic field and possess you, they feel bad because they are going against the grain of your energy, which is the stream of energy of the universe. They are going against the framework of the universe. That's why they hurt. And that is revealing to you that they're not true. Whatever thought is creating anxiety is a lie. It's a lie. It is false. That is what that discomfort is telling you. So you can safely disregard whatever ego is trying to convince you of in this moment, whether it is to hold back or to take immediate action because somehow it's perceived that if you don't act now, something will fall apart. I don't know, it cuts both ways. Just be still, be in the silence. Listen to the now. Listen to that quieter voice within. Ego will scream at you. Ego will threaten you. It is a tyrant. The mind is tyrannical. It controls. First of all, it seeks control. It doesn't give suggestions like the soul does. It seeks control. It demands. It tells you it must be this way. And its mechanism for control is fear. Do not be ruled by fear. Whatever it is, if it is the drawing to taking an action or not taking an action, let it be guided by stillness first. Sit in stillness. All right. Okay. What else? What's happening? What else do you want to say, universe? This is just what it is. I don't know. Okay. Seven of Cups, Queen of Wands, Hermit, the Empress, and that Knight of Swords. Again, yeah. The feminine energy is overwhelming. If the feelings are overwhelming, let them be. Let them be. Let the feeling rise. Don't fight it off. Whatever it is that feels like it's going to overtake you, let it. If you are afraid of losing control, lose control. Surrender it. Let it go. And you know what I mean? I mean deliberately. I don't mean lose control and start fighting people on the street. That's not what this is. This is whatever emotion is there. Certainly if there is anger and there is agitation, acknowledge it. It's when we don't acknowledge it that it bursts forth from us in a way that we actually are not in control. When we are driven by that unconsciousness. No, consciously acknowledge it. Make it conscious. If there is anger there, if there is pain, if there is anxiety, whatever it is, Look at it and choose to feel it. Choose to let it be felt. There's no more running from this. No more. Look at it honestly. Bring it into the light. See it clearly. Without judgment. We're not telling it it's wrong. You're not wrong to feel it. But look at it, really. What are you feeling? And in allowing that feeling, it will speak. First of all, it will speak freely. You allow that energy to move. And in its speaking, it will lead you back to its origin, to a thought, to a place, to something that has triggered it. And even if it doesn't, you can know its ego, its pain body. Know that. Keep that in awareness. But I have found very often just not trying to seek the source of a feeling, but allowing it to be, allowing it to express. In the expression of itself, in my witnessing of it, it reveals some of its origin. It reveals there was a thought there. There was a triggering thought, and that wasn't your thought again. It just drifted through. But it's time. Let the heart make this choice. It's time to make a choice. It's time to make a choice. It's time to make a change. And I feel that change predominantly is following the heart instead of the mind, following the soul instead of the ego. What is it that your soul is drawn to? What is it that your heart is led towards? Not does it make sense, not is it practical, not what's going to happen with it. No, none of that matters. None of that matters. Return to the stillness of the moment and flow with it. Yeah, flow with it. Go. Go. Stop questioning. Just go. There is something new here, trying to happen, trying to be born into existence. But we're fighting it. We're fighting it tooth and nail with the ego, and it's something we want. It is something we want. If you are at a crossroads, if you are having trouble deciding which way to go, whether to do this thing or not do this thing, there's a part of you that wants to do this thing. Can we acknowledge that? There's not a right or wrong path. It is the path of least resistance. Always. Again, it is not about staying forever still and taking no action, but it is about following the inspired action. We get it so backwards. We have it so backwards as a society. We focus on all of this doing, but it's not aligned doing. It's doing that is, we're driven to it by the mind. We're driven to it by trying to control. If I stop doing, I lose control. Oh no, everything falls apart. That's the mind. That's a load of fucking shit. That is not true. There is so much that the universe takes care of, provides for us. If we just let it, if we just embrace the stillness. And then when we are embracing the stillness and we are listening, we feel, we hear the call of the heart into action. It is a calling to action. It's not a fear-driven impulse. It's not the kind of thing that makes your blood run cold, that creates discomfort in your stomach. No, it's excitement. It's inspiration. It's the sensation of being lit up inside and just pulled towards something and, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. And that can be something as simple as running the vacuum cleaner. It can. You can wait for that energy to align. You don't have to vacuum now. You can wait for the stillness to pool. Wait in the stillness. Wait for the energy to gather. And when the right time is, when the energy has aligned for you to vacuum, you'll look at that vacuum and you'll just reach for it. Your hands will reach for it and you'll find yourself vacuuming. And it won't take thought, it won't take convincing or motivation or effort. It'll just happen. That's what driven action is, and it happens with everything. There is a driven action here. Oh yeah, the world. Oh yeah. fucking the biggest energy that I can pull. The universe. Saying it's time to do this differently. It's time to stop listening to the mind and start listening to the heart. Stop doing just to do. Stop doing because you're afraid of what'll happen if you don't. We put so much focus on that, and then we don't do the things that we want, that we're actually inspired towards. Because again, it's all fear. We're letting fear fucking rule us. We let fear guide our action because we're afraid of not doing it. And then when we're afraid of doing something, we don't do that. We listen to the fear and we let it stop us. Stop following fear. Fear is not guidance. It's a fucking lie. It is a lie. From everything that I can tell and I have experienced, do the opposite of what fear is telling you. If you feel panic-stricken about not doing this thing, don't do it. Try it. Experiment. Sit with the panic. Instead, sit with the discomfort. Watch the ego and the mind writhe against you and go, what are you doing? You're not doing the thing. Do the thing. Do you see how it's threatening you? Do you see how it's controlling you with fear? Is that what you want? We're conscious. We are divine deliberate creators. We are love. We are radically worthy. We are abundant. Everything is provided for. There is nothing you have to do. Nothing you have to do. Everything you do can be because you want to. Ought to be because you want to. Really can be because you want to. So if you don't want to, then don't. And if you do want to, and there's fear standing in the way of that, going, oh, I don't know, but that's scary, but that's strange, but that doesn't fit in with my schedule. But if I do this thing, then all these other things, no. Whatever the fear is pushing against, go into that. Lean into it. If you want to do it, it doesn't matter how afraid you are. Do it because you want to. Do it because fear does not rule you. There's a big change here. This is a big change internally, a big change of being in mindset for collective to realize fear is not a thing to follow. Oh my God, it's not. It is not. Whatever fear is telling you to do, try it. Try doing the opposite. And that doesn't mean you do things like play in traffic. We don't choose not to play in traffic because we're afraid. We don't play in traffic because we don't want to. I don't have a desire to play in traffic, so I don't. I don't have a desire to, I don't know, walk on a tightrope between skyscrapers. That's not something I have a desire to do, so I don't. I have a desire to perform. I have a desire to be vulnerable. I have a desire to put myself out there to bare my soul. I have a desire to trust the universe. I have a desire to do less, so much less that it might look like I'm doing nothing. Then I'll do nothing. Even as ego and the mind writhe against that because they're afraid. They're afraid. They're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of the loss of control. I'm giving up control. I don't want control. I'm giving that back to the universe, restoring it to where it rightfully belongs. I am surrendering control over everything because that's what I want. Does it feel scary? Sure. Does it feel good? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There is nothing more liberating than that. Than just lifting it all up and saying, you got this. I'm not doing anything. I am not in control. You got this. And I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm ready. I am watching. And when you ask me, universe, to take action, I know I will feel it. I will hear the call. I will feel that energy move through me like a tidal wave. and I will follow the impulse. That's it. When the time arrives for my action to be taken, I will follow it. I will take that action. I will follow the impulse, even if it feels scary. And in the meantime, I will simply be. I will simply sit and listen and watch, like that great blue heron. There it is. I didn't know where that was in the deck. I split it, and it's right there. Embody temperance. That is true temperance. The heron is not in a rush for anything. The heron lets fish pass him by because it wasn't the right fish and it wasn't the right time. And the heron knows there will be the right fish. There will be the right time. There is no question. There is no concern. And when that time arrives, when that fish arrives, when the moment is there and it is ready, the heron is ready because it is. Because it is still, and it will not miss it. It will feel the impulse to act, and it will not be work, it will not be effort, it will simply be natural. Everything is provided for. We sit in the stillness until the energy has aligned and the moment is right. And here, the moment is right. The moment is right. It is primed. The energy is aligned. It is time for allowing the action to spring forth through you, to be born, to allow that energy to move through you. That's what this is. That's the reading. Now I am choosing to depart so I can have lunch with my friends. Because now the time is right. Not before, but now. So it is. This is a very brief reading, but it is for someone, and this is energy that I resonate with. So even if it's just for me, which it never is because all self is the same self, but I digress. Even if it were, I am grateful for this. I do intend that it resonates. I would love to know. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, whatever you feel inclined to do. Follow the inclination. And if it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Don't do it. But if it does, if it feels right in a way that seems to defy logic, that doesn't make sense, but you feel the call, the urge towards it in a positive way, not a fear-driven way, a desire-driven way, follow that. Follow that. Whatever the fear tells you is false. Do the opposite. Just try it. Just see. Have a blessed afternoon, my beloved collective. I'm so proud of you. You are doing so well. Truly, all is well, and as it should be. And truly, I do love you. Take it easy. Follow your heart. You got this.